morning and welcome back in a new episode of our Minecraft series. Welcome back. We are here we've slept in the barn because we are still working on our logging camp. Today is a very important episode because I want to do some very important stuff. But before, we need to review what we did last time. What we did last time is these two houses. So we've finally started the village. I still have to prepare. Okay, going with that. Sorry. We have two houses which can host two villagers each. So we have spaces for 4 of our 5 stonemasons at the moment. I couldn't manage to proceed to progress much with our game because of some external causes that I want to tell you about next. But before we have to review this. Oh my god, too many stuff. I'm getting overwhelmed. Okay, so yes, 2 houses, 2 villagers per house. So each house has 2 workstations, one here, one there. We have already seen the other one with the other 2, and 2 beds. So that this way the villagers can go sleep and actually act as proper villager. I want to add another one, and I want to add in a camp, like a couple of tents and maybe a fireplace, but a very informal camp for the time being, because I've started here working on some things, but I ran out of stone. So I think I shall postpone this additional building because it's going to be a little bit of a large one, and instead work on the rest. So over to the signboard and let's plan today's episode. Okay, so what are we going to do now in this particular episode? I want to work on 2 things. First of all, I want to bring in from our home the stonemasons. So we will have to put down a railway that takes we could even use the one we already have, but we have to modify the endpoints. And basically I want to bring over the 5 stonemasons and leave them here roaming around, and I'll also have to bring in some iron golems. That way they can protect the villagers. And then I want to work on the log deposit today. Yes, I want to place it over here-ish. Yes, more or less in this area. Maybe we'll move this platform because here we have been farming the spruce wood, but we may as well move it some other place, and instead here place down a big cabin for storing all of the logs that we are producing. That way we can also use it as a temporary storage and free up that house, which has been acting as our temporary storage at least up until now. So let's go ahead and start by laying down the railway and bring to life the camp. So I'll have to gather some wool and some other materials, but I want to put it around here, so maybe in this place over here. And while we're at it, I have a lot of things to tell you. I'm quite excited. I'm quite worried, truth to be told. So let's start with a little bit of a time lapse while I recount you everything that has been going on. So we first start by simply modifying the part under the zombification chamber to hook in the railway mess into the actual railway. After that, it's just a matter of clearing out the trees and while I was working on clearing out the trees, I also took the chance for building the first enclosure of the so prophesized 6 ones, the one for the oak logs. I mean, that way we can prevent villagers from jumping onto the platform when there are saplings, and because that the risk there it would be that they get stuck and die suffocating. That matter aside, while you could watch me building it and building the actual railway, I haven't been able to work on the game because I am graduating. Yes, I'm concluding my bachelor, so that's the reason why I wasn't able to work on our game, because I have been working on my thesis. But that matter aside, let's get back to the video. Welcome back! So, I've put in place the railway that we have talked about. It was simply a matter of modifying our old design. Okay, I've added just this little strip, and then on the other end I modify the end instead. That way we can still use our stations, but the incoming area is a little bit different. Before following the actual villager, we need to gather one last item that is very important for our village, which is a bell. Since a bell acts as a village center, and it is important because the villagers go mingling around it, meaning that they chat around the bell during, well, daytime. And now he goes to the one inside. Yes, and one in. I've also carried with me some iron and pumpkins. That way we are able to summon some iron golems for patrolling our streets. We need some shears to carve out the pumpkin, and now we have to build the golems. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We need a pumpkin. Welcome, hired help. Okay, I'll spread a couple. It's highly likely that we'll have to replenish our army, since I'm expecting them to wander around, and if they go onto the edges of the lit up area, they'll probably track another mob, hostile mob, and then basically get stuck trying to reach it. We'll see. This is just a tester of ours. If we will have to enforce stricter measure for keeping both the villagers and the iron golems around, we will do that without too many trouble. We have to get another villager, and also we have to plop down the bell. The bell will be placing it for the time being here on the edge of the fountain. So now this villager has a point where to mingle, and let's go back and gather him a buddy. Well, 4 buddies. And here we are, coming in for a landing. The last of our 5 stonemasons has been accommodated in a temporary tent, for the time being at least. And we can remove this railway. And there you have it. You can see here, well, yes, it's still a little bit rough around the edges, but I don't mind it. It is quite, well, I'm quite proud of it. As already stated more than once, it is a temporary solution, just because we had 5 villagers and we have 4 accommodations. Yes. And as soon as we have some additional houses, we will be getting rid of the tent Okay, now that we have all the villagers in our new village, now that we have started the village, I'm quite proud of it, and also quite proud of having it started. I'm very interested in seeing if it manages to thrive, or if instead it comes crumbling down, and we will have to add some more security measures. For the time being, it's good enough. What comes next, what we have to do now, is the actual log storage. As I mentioned more than one time in today's episode, it is going to be a shack, let's say, some sort of cabin, a log cabin maybe. We might even consider using spruce and oak strip logs to make the classical Canadian chalet, if you allow me, the ones that you can always see on who knows, the D-Max maybe, or where those weird programs like I'm living in the woods, always built out of logs. So I will go ahead and gather up all the materials, and we will meet back here for the actual building. Okay, so basically I had recorded a third-person time-lapse of me building the log cabin, but it got corrupted as usual. The one you can see me lagging, so sorry. Okay, so a little bit of time went by, and here we have, well, you should have seen the time-lapse of me building this hut. You can see here that I've filled in each and every chest apart from the mangrove one. I haven't harvested yet the mangrove, but yes, I've chosen to use the planks in order to symbolize which wood each chest stores. And additionally, I've added these two here, just for miscellaneous. And then if we, well, this is supposed to be emptied as soon as possible. Well, the interior, I'm quite pleased of how it turned out, so I don't plan on doing much. Maybe just something for the ceiling, and definitely for the roof from the outside, because from the outside it's way too plain. You can see here that I've added in another enclosure, well, two other enclosure, the dark oak one and the jungle one, and a third one over there. You can see that we have the usual tower of spruce. Now these four woods are enclosed and safe, let's say. We have still to work with birch and cherry blossom, and I don't think I will be doing it for the mangroves, because they grow the roots, and roots should be transparent. I'd better document myself, but and obviously also bamboo. We don't need an enclosure for bamboo. Yes, and oh, right, I almost forgot to show it to you. Here I've also added in the gates. Well, this one, uh, this the gate, big towers, a humongous gate. No, a little one. And also on the other side, near the spruce, I've also added in another gate, like similar to this one, so a temporary one, until we haven't built the actual, definitive one. So let's go down to the signboard and end today's episode. Okay, so here we are for our little signboard, not the big one, the little one. We can take away this one because now we have all the stone masons in place, and nothing else because I'm still not yet done with the logging enclosures, as we still lack cherry blossom and birch, but it shouldn't require any time at all. And well, the village is going to stay for a while because it's going to be a work in progress. When this, it's highly likely that it's going to be the last sign we are removing. And the other ones, well, the roads, we still have the normal paths for the time being at least. I will have to work on it off camera, at least the main one. That meaning the one between this station here and over to the docks. But first we have to build the docks. And yes, maybe in the next episode we are going to work on the quarry and the docks. That way the biggest part would be done. But you can see here we have all our stonemasons milling together near the bell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, this is the fifth one. Should be, maybe it's stuck somewhere around here. I've seen one stonemason roam around like a lot. But I don't know. Maybe he got lost already. It would be quite funny, to be honest. I'll go look for it. I thank you for following me until this moment, and as always, I will be waiting for you in the next episode. Bye bye! Okay, so a couple of announcements I wanted to make during the time lapse of me building the log cabin, but I couldn't because, as you already know, everything got corrupted. Yay! So, first of all, last week I had published a short of me fighting Endermans, as always, because my home is infested with Endermen, but it's really unbelievable how many I always find moving around puddle, dirt, grass, making a mess. And somehow that short made me more than 7,000 visualizations? What? Why? No, I'm not ready to be famous. But, well, jokes aside, I've crossed the milestone of 40 subscribers. So, welcome on board, everyone. After like 2 years of being stuck at 25, now I have crossed the border. So thank you for joining me. I hope that what is going on here is to your likings. And as always, let me know in the comments if you want something specific, and I'll be readily providing it to you. Thank you, and I'll be waiting for you in the next episode.